You know, there was a time where you could actually choose the Ghana National Eagles side, and it was the same year in, year out, no change. That's changed. In 4 years, we've never had the same team, and yet we've kept winning. We've won tournament after tournament. We've increased our status. We've got World Cup, World Rugby status acceptance. We are in the top 16. We are ranked. We are seeded. We are also ranked in terms of Olympic qualification, not only for men, but for women. The under-20s, which we've got a long way to go, were even invited into the Great Jean-Luc Barthez's tournament this year. Ghana Rugby is moving in a certain direction with a certain propulsion, which is positive. Of course, there are lots of new names and new people and new faces, but we've got to look, finances aside, at how we actually develop the game going forward next 2, 3, 4 years. It's not about people like me. It's about Ghana Rugby. And so we enter into this extraordinary competition that we've put together. We're funding ourselves against Nigeria and Ivory Coast, the strongest we could have in West Africa, barring Senegal, and saying, you know something, let's not bring everybody with a big name. Let's bring all of those who've been part of the program over the last few months and see whether we can get this blend together. We've got most of the players that we wish would come. In the past, we had some absenteeism, especially from West. Let's see whether these guys who've never played internationals before can actually get involved right now. Listen to where the coach has taken them and see whether we can bring a certain level of play, introducing different patterns, looking at the bench, massively strong. A little bit like the Kiwis. You see a massively strong bench coming on at certain points of the game. And I think that squad of players we have, 25, 26, 27 players that we've taken down to Cape Coast, ready for this tournament to see how they fit, how the patterns work, the combinations work. So many different options. You know, there was a time that I was praying we would get big, strong second rowers so that we could get Lukman and Bosuka out of there into the back row, that maybe they could come on starting or from the bench. And that has happened. I mean, it's quite extraordinary to see that we got Big Mike and Eric in, and that they've adapted, they've got stronger. Look, Big Mike is 126 to 130 kilos of muscle strength, doesn't even know his own strength. And that's a pure joy to watch. Yes, he'll make mistakes. Yes, they'll get stronger. They all will. Look at the front rowers, who are far more mobile than what we had last year. You know, the combinations of Prince, of Hunan, of Wahid, etc. It's quite extraordinary to see that group of players have come together, competing and fighting with William and with others for that front row berth to see what are the right combinations. And now we've brought in younger players to try and compete. Players like Amele and Indomie and the rest have been invited into the squad to see how they can actually fit in and develop, because it's not about today. It's about times when I've disappeared from Ghana Rugby, where it is that we're now fighting for places to see whether we're good enough to compete at the Nations Cup 2021-2022, which will be the World Cup qualification. So we have to start with those younger players. We have to encourage the Terekus and the Monchons and Richards and the rest of it, and see how it is they can combine with those more mature players whose level of professionalism I've been humbled by over the period. And to be captained by Alex, who leads from the front. I'm excited. And as I said, let's see how they do out there at the weekend and next week. How we have to tweak. What lessons we have to learn. If we lose, how do we lose? What changes do we have to be made to make? Because the most important thing is that when we come into October, November, that the squad is ready and is in a winning way. So good luck, guys. Good luck, coach. I know you're coordinating and speaking with Stuart and Colin from afar, but you've got lots of senior players, great senior players to play around with, who may all be local. I mean, great ones. We got Percy and Alex and all the others are all involved in the squad, and all I can say is it's a great time for Ghana Rugby.